Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of As the Crow Flies Hiking. So I'm out here at the Talladega National Forest at Cheaha, and I've got with me John Kelley and his buddy Josh, and we're going to be sauntering around Talladega National Forest for the weekend and just kind of show them the sights. I'm here at an overlook. You can see behind me, it's a beautiful overlook. So we're going to be up at Hernandez Peak, we're going to be looking at McDill's Point, we're going to get on the Pinhoti for a while, we're going to go to High Falls. So I hope you'll join us and have a little tour of Cheaha and the Talladega National Forest and a little bit on the Pinhoti. All right, thank you guys for joining me. Let's get started. All right, so we're heading down to this accessible trail to everybody. Basically a handicap ramp, the whole trail, and I think it's close to half a mile long or so that people can come out and see the views out here at Bald Rock at Cheaha. We were out here looking at all the rocks and about to see Bald Rock from the view of Cheaha looking back toward the North Alabama. All right, we're out at the edge of Bald Rock. We're just taking a look end of this boardwalk. You can see kind of north area of Alabama headed toward Talladega and other places. So we thought we'd hang out here before we headed on the trail. And so next, we're about to get started on the trail. It is absolutely gorgeous out here, maybe 62 degrees, sun shining, just a perfect November day.
Like, it's been years since I wore a backpack like this. It's really different.
See, so you had to own, so yeah, it was
right up on my back. Yeah.
No, I can just right off the bat. It's frameless on my back, but I can also notice that there's stage in there. I think the 3400 has one.
Okay. Very cool.
So I got John, Kelley, and Josh out here checking out the views. We're out here close to the Hernandez Peak. Unfortunately, I got to tell them that we're about to head up to Hernandez Peak and it's going to be kind of a climb. I love the Talladega National Forest. All right, so I got to break some news to John and Josh right now. We do have one little climb. So sorry guys.
I've got one more climb. I got to go get my hiking pole.
Oh, he forgot it.
Yeah, you need your hiking poles.
John forgot his hiking poles back at the plaque. So he's got to go back up and get his hiking pole.
You have 2 climbs, sir. 2 climbs.
Yeah, we just walked off and left his hiking poles. We're heading behind the camera up to Hernandez Peak, and so we do probably have about 800 or so, maybe 1,000 feet. I don't know. No, probably about 800 feet of elevation, something like that. I'm not good with numbers or trails. They've obviously not watched my videos because I get lost all the time, but I do know this area pretty well. We'll keep moving up to Hernandez Peak and then on to McDill's Point.
There's 2 on that.
I can see
there.
somebody stealing that. Yeah.
I know. Well, back there I wasn't talking about anything. All I'm doing is videoing the trail, so you just go see the trail and all of a sudden, oh, come on.
So we're taking a little lunch slash break, breakfast lunch. I don't know. It is 12:30, so that's proper lunch. So John and Josh gave me this Mingua, what's it? Mingy beef jerky from Ohio or Kentucky?
Kentucky.
It's from Kentucky. So I am super excited. This is looks like some awesome beef jerky. So that's what I'm having for lunch. I hope you guys are having a good day. Probably not as good as this day because it is absolutely gorgeous out here. 65 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful weather.
Connection with the Pinhoti Trail. It's called my kneecap.
Forever there'll be a part of you on the trail.
What's your trail name? Kneecap? Why? Because I left mine on the Pinhoti Trail.
All right, take a little break out at one of the outcroppings or the views out here. You can kind of get a real sense of the Pinhoti and how it runs down the spine of the last of the Appalachian chain. These are just the foothills, obviously, as you go north to Georgia and then North Carolina and on up Virginia. You can really see it. But here, this is the foothills, and down that way, you get down to Flag Mountain, which is the last 1,000 foot peak.
I kind of want to go that way.
Or any other way.
Too bad you don't have a hang glider.
Oh, we were, where were we? Was that in the Highlands? Yeah. They had these signs up, and it's like,
No hang gliding.
no hang gliding, or whatever.
Yeah, I can see that. Man, look at this mountains here. From the distance. That's great.
So this trail just pretty much runs this ridge line.
Yeah, and then we turn.
Look at this view. Can you believe this is Alabama?
All right, we've reached the junction point in the Pinhoti. And so you can see the sign. That's the Pinhoti Trail that way. Shinneby Silent Trail is what we'll hit to tomorrow. And so this is kind of the junction, and this is where we peel off. And as you can see the sign here, McDill's Point, 1/4 mile. So, as they say in The Mandalorian, this is the way.
I love it. It's fantastic. Several of them went down to visit this weekend for a girls' weekend, so. Oh, cool. Good deal. So that's what they did. That's good.
Well, we made it to camp. We are just a little bit, maybe 100 yards, less than that, maybe 80 yards from McDill's Point, and a great, huge campsite. There's John Kelley. He's got his dream hammock. I think it's a Darien hammock. It's a fantastic hammock. Got the UGQ quilts. And then Pyro Bill over here, he's got the Eno hammock. Nice little rain fly. And back over here, there's Josh, and he's got the Lanshan 1, I think. It's a Lanshan 1?
Lanshan 1 Pro.
Oh, it's the Pro, the single wall Pro. Okay, I have not seen one of those. So here it is, the Lanshan Pro 1. Look at that, got a lot of good space in it, single wall. You can get all of your gear in there.
Oh yeah, it's a great tent.
Really cool. That is fantastic. What is it? What's the weight? Do you know, Josh?
I think right at stakes and all, 2 pounds.
2 pounds, yeah.
Right there, maybe a little under.
Yeah, it's got a good little mesh ventilation in the back.
Yep, it's got all the way around. It's got a drip wall, that way you can vent.
Yeah, all the way. Oh yeah, vent all the way around.
All the way around it.
It kind of looks like the Lunar Solo a little bit.
Yes, it resembles it.
It's got the line locks on the bottom.
Yep.
And then you can pull it out. So it's got a good pitch to it. And lots of room in there. You can put your gear in there. So nice tent. We'll get a fire. Pyro Bill is the fire master. And we will, I guess, cook a little bit. Maybe head out to McDill's Point and watch the sunset. And just chill. Good times, as Side Trail Adventures would say. So I wanted to show you John Kelley's setup for the hammock here. He has the Dream Hammock Darien. So that's just cut so you one way there. So you get in, I think, head down here and feet down there, and then you can lie perpendicular. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. But anyway, he's got underquilt there. I don't know what degree that is. But then he's got the Hex tarp from UGQ. But what's really cool about his setup is how he sets it up in porch mode. So I'll show you this. He has some gear here by Alienware to create a cinch down locking system there. And then he keeps this continuous loop on with some like key rings, and it attaches to the tarp loop. And then he can cinch it down. And when he does that on both sides with his trekking poles, it creates a nice canopy there in a porch mode setup. first time using that alcohol stove?
Yeah, this one. I've been using that MacGyver stove for so long. This MacGyver though one, it like shoots out this huge balloon that goes all the way around the outside of it.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it's like pretty intense.
Adding the bacon was so good.
Yeah, dude, I told you, put those bacon pieces in there. It's heaven.
Yeah, that's a good one. This is kind of wet, but get it started drying out. Look out. Spark City. Spark City.
Spark City, here we come.
It's getting sunset now. We're out at the campsite, just kind of getting some food ready, cooking, hanging out. I think there's another father-daughter team out here camping. Got a cool sunset behind us. Looks like it's gonna be a perfect night for camping and hanging out, just kind of telling stories by the campsite. We're out here at McDill's Point. It is spectacular out here. Perfect weather, low 60s, high 50s right now. Probably gonna get down to high 40s, I think, when this sun drops. Just got that much. What is that? Let's see, if you do this, what do you do this? So maybe an hour. Is it 3 or 2? I can't remember. But anyway, when you do this, you know you got an hour left or something like that. I don't know exactly. I think I saw it on Les Stroud do that. He's like, okay, you got an hour left. But does that depend on what your horizon line is? I don't know. Okay, so I came out to the peak here just to take a look at the sunset. And I hope that the colors are picking up on camera. Probably not, but what I'm seeing is, you know, you see the yellow and then a little bit of purple and almost, you know, orange in between before the horizon there. But it's just so pretty out here and got just no clouds in the sky. Just good visibility. You can kind of see the foothills of the Appalachians behind me as it goes down the south on the Pinhoti. Absolutely spectacular. Well, and just like that, the sunset just went down. And so here I am out on the outcropping at the very edge of McDill's Point, down below the main rocks up above me. I came down a little crevice to get down here, but it really is the edge of McDill's Point, right on the valley. Behind me, you can see the valley and the foothills of the Appalachians keep going down to Adams Gap and beyond. What a glorious sunset to watch. I guess we'll hang out by the fire. I've already eaten, and so my belly is full, and I'm just loving life right now. It's a great temperature out here at the sunset. Absolutely glorious.
It's fairly cool.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we start hearing voices. And here comes this group, like, I won't say it was like a scout group because the kids were way younger than that and it wasn't all boys. It was a mix. It was just like it was almost like it was a bunch of dads that said, hey, let's take our kids camping. Here they come. I think in their mind, they were coming to that shelter because they came to the shelter and then realized we were there. And there was too many of them to go in a little loft or whatever.
Okay, well, this is the end of day number 1. We have made it to camp and we've eaten and we've checked out the sunset and packed up our food and hung it in a tree and all the little chores you're supposed to do at the end of the day. Now we're hanging out by the fire. My legs are cold. I've had some melatonin, some sleepy time tea with some chamomile, which is a nice blend. And I am ready to go to sleep, but I gotta stay up and act like I'm younger than I am. So we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, day 2, and we will continue to saunter around Cheaha and see what we can find.
This is the way.
John says, this is the way.
This is the way.
Josh, the Mandalorian. I wish I had one of those masks right now.
Oh man.
That'd be cool.
Just a panoramic view, and we all have that.
We all have a mask
on. Like, we did that on a Monday night. We